Okay, it looks like we're live. So welcome back. Today I'm going to be implementing Conway's Game of Life in C. Alright. So, I don't have a lot of time today, so that's why I'm doing this. It's not super complicated. It can get complicated, if you want it to be. But yeah, so let me get started. Let me write a hello world, and then I will talk about what Conway's Game of Life is. I messed that up, but that's okay. Okay. Perfect. It's all working. So, Conway's Game of Life is what's known as a cellular automaton. I might have mispronounced words, but that's okay. Yeah, so basically it looks like this, where it has a set of rules in a grid. Hey, bro, how are you doing? How are you doing? Yeah, so you have like a grid, and there is alive cells and dead cells. And based on their neighbors, things happen to them, essentially. And then it creates patterns that look kind of like this. So here's the rules for it. Any live cell with fewer than 2 live neighbors dies, as if by underpopulation. Any live cell with 2 or 3 live neighbors lives on to the next generation. Any live cell with more than 3 live neighbors dies, as if by overpopulation. Any dead cell with exactly 3 live neighbors becomes a live cell, as if by reproduction. Alright, so that's pretty simple to actually code. So let me just make a grid. Yeah, so I'll make a grid of characters. And it'll be a set width and height. So I'll define width, and I'll just make that 25, I think. And then the height, I'll make it double that, because that's how you have to make it. That's what you have to do to make it look like a square. You actually put that first. That's okay. And then I can initialize the grid in a for loop. Is less than width. I want to do height first. And then same thing, but for the width. Alright, and then I just want to set the grid ij equal to just starting thing, so maybe like a dash. And then I need a way to print it, so I can copy this and then just print it out. Whoops. Yeah, just print out the grid. Grid ij, and then print a new line on each one of these iterations. Alright, so let me actually open a new terminal, because it's not going to look very good in the Neovim terminal. Yeah, so Game of Life. If I build this and run it, there we go. Did not work. So yeah, I guess I swapped some stuff around. Okay, height, width, does it go the other way? I don't know, I always get messed up with this. Height. Okay. Yeah, no, but then I need to switch it here. I don't think that's right. Height and width. Okay, height, width. That's not gonna work. What if I make it like that? Okay, that's good enough. It doesn't really look like a square because fonts are weird. But whatever, that's fine. So this is a square. And we just print it out. And now we have a grid. So we can do stuff on the grid. So let me just separate these out into two different functions. So this is with init grid. And then I'll put this in here. And this will just make it easier for later. Grid. Okay, and then also one for printing grid. So okay, and yeah, so I'm going to be returning something from this later on, but not yet. So let me call it print grid, and this is going to work the same as how it was before, but it is abstracted away parts of it. Alright, so that works. So now, what makes sense, I think, is to have, is to initialize a single one, just to see how it looks, with a player. Not a player, but an alive cell. Or at least what will become an alive cell. So I can define the background as dash, and then I'll also define an alive for a cell. Yeah, and I'll just use like that'll probably look good. A pound sign. Yeah, so then instead of setting it to one of these, I will set it to background. And that's just to make it easier for later once I have to change it around. Okay, then I'll just set a random one in the middle of it. Divided by 2, width divided by 2 equals cell. And it's going to put one right in the middle. There we go. Okay, so that's pretty good then. Now we can do stuff. So we need, we're going to need different states for it. So let me make something for those states. So we need an enumerator. So it can either be dead or alive. Alive. There we go. This is the state. And then we're going to need a struct as well, which is going to have a state, which is the current state. And then it also needs a character, which is just the symbol. Okay, something like that. And instead of an array of characters, we're going to have an array of these, which is actually a cell. An array of cells. And then we're initializing it. It's going to be 0 initialized, so by default it'll be dead. And then we want to set the symbol equal to background. And then this, we want to set it to be alive. So maybe we don't even need the character, because we can just print, yeah, because there's only 2 states, so we don't need the character. We can just instead set the state to dead by default, and then we'll set the state here to alive. And then when we're printing it out, that's where we can hit. So if grid ij equals dot state rather equals alive, then we want to print out the alive one. Else we want to print a dead one. So yeah, something like that. It's instead going to be let's see. So background and set. So that is what we can print out here. Okay, and then we don't need the character actually at all. Okay, and build it and run it, and there we go. It looks the same, but now it is handled much different. So we can easily switch between dead and alive. So then what we need to do is sort of keep track of the ones that are currently alive. So what I can do is have an alive count in here. We'll start at 0. And if it's alive, we'll do alive count plus plus. And we'll just return alive count. Yeah, so on each iteration of the printing, it's going to return that. So instead of void, we're going to be returning the integer. And then we can have a while loop in here. So while print grid not equals 0, then we will print the grid. Yeah, and then we're going to do other stuff as well. But for now, that's all we're going to be doing. So this is just going to be printing it. And let me actually clear the screen. That's going to make it look a bit nicer. Okay, and also, I just remembered, I'm going to need to sleep. Have a sleep time. So yeah, I think I can do like, that'd be 500 milliseconds. So half a second. Okay. Forgot that. And I think I need to include some things. And then what is you sleep in it? Sleep. It is this one. I didn't get the last part, but that's okay. There we go. Okay. Now if I build it, it should work. I forgot the D. Okay, now it should actually work. And it did not work. I need to sleep first and then clear. There we go. Yeah, now I'm gonna go through different states every half second. So that is good. Now we need to actually update the states. So, that can just be done in a get next function, where we'll just generate the next state. So we can start with this as the base, and then we need to look at all of the neighbors surrounding the current one. So we're not printing anything. Yeah, and I'll just do get, yeah, and that would, or maybe gen next makes more sense because it's generating the next state. Okay, yeah, so now it's going to start getting interesting. So we need to iterate over all the 8 neighbors of the cell. So we can make, we're going to need to use an integer. So I need to use k, and it'll start at -1. And then, let's see, it's less than 1, k plus plus. And then we'll use another one, L, and it'll be the same thing. And then we want to check the states. First of all, we need to check if it's equal to 0, because that means we're on the current state, and we don't want to count that one. So if k equals 0 and L equals 0, then we'll just continue. I don't even need that. I can just do it. There we go. Otherwise, we have to check. We want to check what the current one is, and we'll make a count here as well. So neighbor. Let's see, alive count. It can be called that as well. Yeah. So basically, if grid I plus k j plus L dot state equals alive, then alive count plus plus. Yeah, and then we're going to need a switch statement on alive count. But first of all, this will fail if it's out of bounds. We don't want it to out of bounds. So if I plus k greater than, let's see, if it's greater than 5, or I plus k is less than 0, or yeah, the same thing for j, but with L. And or j plus L is less than 0. So we actually want to do not this, so greater than 0, less than width. Yes, the opposite of this, basically. Something like that, and it should work. And then we want to put this in there. Okay, something like that. I might have messed that up, but that's okay. I can fix it later. So then a live count, and then we want a switch statement on the alive count. And this is where we can actually implement the rules. So any live cell with fewer than 2 live neighbors dies. So we can just have a switch, 0, not a switch, a case, 0. And then it can fall through to basically compound them. Case 1. Yeah, and this will just break. So it'll just continue. No, actually we need to set it to dead. So we can do grid ij state equals dead. Dead. Okay. Case 2. So what is 2? 2 or 3 live neighbors lives on to the next generation. So 3, if grid I, j, dot state equals alive, then we will just continue. We will break that. Okay. Otherwise, if it's 3, so if, this could be 2 or 3, so we need to actually check if it's that, but also we need to check, dot state equals dead, which actually we do know it'll be dead at this point, so we don't need to check that. So instead of that, we can actually reverse this around and make this dead. And put this break here. Okay. Equals dead. Maybe we can't do that. Yeah, maybe I will not do that. And then I can have an if we get to this point and the alive count equals 3, then we want to, yeah, with exactly 3 live neighbors becomes a live cell. So that's what we need to set. We need to set it to alive. J.state equals alive. There we go. Okay. Any live cell with more than 3 neighbors, so we can just do a default, and then grid ij.state equals dead. And I think that is pretty much it. So let's see. We have fewer than 2 live neighbors dies. That is fine. Any live cell with 2 or 3 neighbors lives on to the next generation. That is there. Any live cell with more than 3 neighbors dies. That is this. And then any dead cell with exactly 3 live neighbors becomes a live cell. And that is perfect. Alright, so that should be the rules. Yeah. So I think that is pretty much it. Let me build it, and let's see. Statement may fall through. Oh yeah, because I forgot the break. So, I can put a break there. Get rid of that one. Stop equal dead. And alive count equals 3. Then we can do this in there. Then we can get rid of this one. Alright, something like that. Let's see. So there we go. It compiles. All the rest of it. Let me run it and see what happens. So, yeah, we need to actually initialize it in some way. So, yeah, right now, because we're just setting 1 to that, and then it instantly dies out. So that's not exactly great. So maybe I'll just have a for loop. And we'll start at 0. And then it's less than width divided by 5. Something like that. Just kind of a random thing. Just make it basically a block of it, and then it will generate items from that. Height divided by 5. And then we can just set that equal to alive. Ij. Alright, let's see. So, will that do something? Yeah, I must not have implemented it properly, because it does dies. So, let's see. Okay, so. I'll just have a break here as well. I think you need that, but I don't think that is the issue. There's probably something wrong in here, so I might have messed this up. So if I plus k is less than height, less than or equal to height, and that is less than or equal to that, yeah, I think we need that. And also, I think we need to cast this to an integer for these ones, because it could be negative. Let's build that. Let's see, does that fix something? No. So it still doesn't work. So I plus k is less than or equal to height. Okay. Or I plus k greater than or equal to 0. Actually, I need and for all these. Yeah, because we cannot go out of bounds for any of it. Alright, let's see. Does that... I don't think that would fix it. Yeah. Okay, so... let me print if we get into there at all. Okay. It's kind of hard to tell. I feel like it is not, though. So if I go here... Let's see. Yeah, I'm printing it a few times. Let me not clear the screen each time. And maybe it will be clearer. Oops. Yeah, so we printed that a lot of times. But yeah, now it is outside of it. So I actually wanted to move it in here. Alright, like that. And I want to see if that triggers at all. I did not. So yeah, this is not good. I plus k, j plus l, okay. Greater than or equal to 0. Because it can be 0, so that's fine. Less than or equal to width. J is the width one, yeah. We triggered this one at all. I'm assuming not. I'm assuming that is where the trouble is. No, so it does trigger that one. Okay, so the state is just never alive. Why is that? Because it should be for some of it, so I must have made a mistake. Okay, grid ij dot state equals alive. Do I not set it equal to alive? Yeah, state equals alive, and that's how it prints it out. So, So yeah, alive count is going to be 0 then. By printing out each time. Yeah, it's just 0. Okay. I plus k, j plus l. Is that not right? I plus k. That should be fine. Yeah, it doesn't work. So let's see. I plus k would be I plus -1. And then up to I plus 1. This needs to be less than or equal. Okay, there we go. Stuff is happening now. So let me give it a this. Let me add the clear back. Yes, that was the issue. It was less than or equal to issue. Okay, let's see what happens if I run it. Okay, you can see stuff is happening. It's a little slow. I can probably turn it up. Maybe if I make this a macro. Speed. Yeah, let's do 50. So that'll be 50 milliseconds. If I use the speed times 1000, there we go. Alright, so yeah, there we go. It's happening pretty fast. You can see there's like gliders and stuff. It doesn't wrap around though, so that is the thing. It fills up the entire screen. I'm not sure if it's supposed to do that. I think I need to try to make it wrap around, because then we'll be able to see it a bit better. You can clearly see it is doing something though. Yeah, so I think I will just commit this alone, because it's something. Part of life need to make it wrap around. Okay, push that. So I think to do that, let me come up here. I will comment all this stuff out, because that is what we need to do, I think. So basically, yeah, we need to, is that where we want to do it? Yeah. Alright, so I think we need to make a row, and I'll set it to I plus k, mod width, height. And then a column, see, I'm not sure if that's right. Column equals j plus l mod height. So let me see. So if that is, for example, 10 plus 25, no, 10 plus 1 mod 25, it's gonna be 11. So what if it is 25? plus 1, and then it becomes 1. Alright, so I think that is right then. So then I just want to set it. So then we don't have to worry about boundary checking. Just check this, basically. Alright, there we go. Okay, but instead of this, we'll have to use row and column. Alright, let's see what happens. Whoops, that's not what I want to do. Alright, run it. And does it wrap around now? It looks like it does, actually. So I think that worked. Yeah, it gets pretty messy, though. I think I need to start with fewer things. So maybe just make this divided by like 10. Then it'll be a smaller initial start. Then it doesn't go anywhere, so that's not great. Maybe not. Just trying something out. Just like a random... yeah. Hey, how about it? Alright, it gets just stuck, so... maybe initializing it in a block isn't a good idea to start with. And maybe I should randomly initialize it a bit better. Yeah, it just gets stuck when I need it. It has to be at 5. Kinda... yeah, okay. And then it goes places. And it really goes quite quickly. So I could slow it down as well. I'm not sure if that's entirely right. Let me increase the size of the board. So if I make... let's see, if I make the width 50, does it get wider? Okay, it does actually. Yeah, that looks a bit better already. Yeah, so I need to make this, let's see, what if I make this 100 and make this one 200? Is that too big? That looks pretty good actually. So it starts up there. Let's see. Yeah, I think I can't quite see the top of it, but that's okay. Alright, yeah, I feel like this isn't right. Yeah, because it's not like gliders and stuff. It's kind of just filling the whole screen. Maybe I should use something other than that. Maybe if I can change it to, like, one of these. See how that looks. Yeah, it's still not very easy to see it. What is something else that I could fill it with? That would be more clear. I see, well, I feel like that wouldn't look very good. Maybe that does work. Yeah, it kind of just fills the whole thing up. So it doesn't quite look like the gliders, like in here. So I think it's not quite right. Let's see. Maybe I should go back and look at the rules. First of all, then, I'm going to come down here. And I'm also going to clear it right before we do that, because I feel like that'd be a bit better. Let's see. Yeah, so let me get rid of this now, because the wraparound did work, so that is good. So let me just reread the rules. So any live cell with fewer than 2 live neighbors dies. Yeah, I don't think we need to check if it's alive here, because it's just going to be dead either way. So, as fewer than 2, case of 2 or 3 live neighbors lives on to the next generation. So that works then. Because if it's dead, and it will do that. Otherwise, it will break. Any live cell with more than 3 live neighbors. Any live cell with more than 3 live neighbors dies. And that is this default state. So that should be fine. As far as I know. Yeah, so the seed is based on that. Let's see, maybe I should make a better way of initializing it. So in the init grid, we can probably do that. Let's see. So in here, I can just have... maybe I could use a random number. Is that a good idea? So it'll be different every time. I can set the seed. Okay, and I'll just get rid of this. And I will... in here, I'll just check if random 1, 2, 3, 6, for example. Then I will set it equal to alive. And then I will break. Or continue, right? Continue. Okay, let's see what that does. Okay, that actually started very noisy already. So maybe I will... here I'll add and rand mod 15, something like that. Just to make it a bit less. Alright, that might be too few. 10. Alright, there we go. See, so that looks like the gliders and stuff, but then it just kind of quickly overtakes it. It might be too fast. What if I slow it down? Yeah, make it like 100. Or half the speed. Okay. Yeah. Alright, then it gets stuck. But it might keep going. Okay. Let me make it slightly less tall, because that's a little bit too much. Let me make it a little bit behind. Because I can't quite see the top of it. There we go. So that's better. Is it going to keep going, or is it stuck now? It's stuck. Okay. Yeah. When you randomly initialize it, you can get stuck sometimes. I'm not sure if that's right, if that's supposed to happen. But yeah, you can see that is stuff. That's stuff happening. Looks pretty cool too. Yeah, but it just fills the screen. So I'm not. I don't know that it's right. I don't think it dies out though, so that's good. Yeah, let's try it again. And then it gets stuck. Okay. I feel like it's not supposed to get stuck that much, but it might just not be initialized enough. Maybe if I even lower this number, like that. Oops. Yeah, then there's a bit more to start. What can I use other than 0? Because I don't really like the way it looks. Let's see, what else? What else do we have? What about like a tilde? How would that look? Because that looks kind of like the... that's really hard to see. It looks kind of cool though. But yeah, I don't like that. Maybe a plus sign. Just trying to think out to make it look better. There we go. Yeah, I still... I don't know. E. Yeah, I kind of like E. Alright, let me make it pretty fast. Just watch it. See where it goes. There we go. Looks pretty cool, but I feel like it's not right. I don't think it's supposed to engulf the full screen like that. But that also could be just due to the limited screen size. I feel like not, though. I think it's way smaller. 20 by 20. How does that look? That's actually pretty close to the start size. Yeah, then I feel like we need to initialize it more. So maybe I'll just get rid of this second one. Maybe even less than that. 10 by 20. Let's see. Yeah, then it just fills up the whole thing really fast. Let me make it slower again. Maybe 75. And then it dies. Alright, let me try it again. Let me get stuck. Are you updating the cells in place? I might be. Let's see. Yeah. Well, I update them. I print them out and then I update them. And then I print them again. But yeah, I'm not making a new grid each time. It is the same one. Are you supposed to do it based on the previous generation? You might not count all. Okay. That would make sense. Okay. I see. Yeah, okay. So let's make a new grid. And then yeah, initialize the grid. And this needs to now take one. The global grid. Okay. Maybe actually I will leave it as grid so I don't have to change it everywhere. Yeah, and this can just be doesn't really matter. Just something. Alright, set it all. Okay, init the grid, and then, I guess I really don't have to even call init grid on it, because it's already that. Yeah, I don't want to initialize like that, so actually I don't even want to do that. So, yeah, that was not me. Yeah, this is just for that one, so, doesn't even matter. Okay, so we have the grid. It'll be 0 initialized, so it'll all be dead by default. And then, iterate over it, and so we'll check that, and we'll update the new grid. Alright, yeah, and then at the end of the thing, can just, copy the grid, new grid. Will this even work? Might need to use a for loop instead. Alright, let's see, does that? Yeah, I need to actually this, alright. String.h. Alright, it does compile. I don't know if it's right. I did die. Let me make it larger again. Okay. Don't know if this is working. Can you do it like that? Maybe I'll just use it for a loop though. Because I know that will work. Yeah, okay, so it's still, yeah, okay, so that's not right. Alright, let's see. Can I do it like it? I think so. Anyway, yeah. This doesn't even need to be a struct anymore. Yeah, just was because of how I was doing it before, but I don't need to change it now. Okay. Right, for that I'm updating it. That is right. Okay, yeah, that's not actually right. So I need to set it properly. So if it is alive, then I need to set it to be alive as well. Yeah, because it's not set up as the same one. So maybe I should actually initialize it to be the same one. But I think this will do pretty much the same thing. Okay, I'll make it less. Something like that. Okay. Okay. Speed it up too. It's stuck. Does it always get stuck? That looks a lot better. It does get stuck though. Let me. Yep, let me set it to that, so I can just do the same thing. Like, this isn't super efficient, but I can do it this way. Just like that. And set do the opposite. So new grid equals equals that, and then I don't have to do this. It'll be the same. So it'll already be set. Okay. Yeah. Does it still get stuck though? Because I don't see why that would change. Yeah. That looks pretty close to me though. Yeah, and then it gets stuck. Uh-huh. I feel like it's not supposed to get stuck though. Hmm. Let's try that. Yeah. Then it just ends. Alright, let me do that so it will start with more. Yeah, it doesn't look as interesting when it is smaller like that. That looks pretty good. You can see the gliders. Is that right? This one didn't get stuck, but it also had more to start with, so. Oh, now it got stuck. Okay. Let's see. Am I missing something? For why it gets stuck? Hmm. Sure. Yeah. So this is, yeah. Okay. I don't know if it's supposed to do that. I think not. Yeah. There we go. And then it gets stuck. Maybe not. Maybe it's gonna keep going. No. Then it died out. It doesn't die out, but it doesn't keep going. That is not the same as one. Hmm. Let's see. I can do not like that, and then make it larger. See what that looks like. Let's see what I'm typing. Might be even too much. Let me initialize it with less. Uh-huh. Let me slow it down too, because it gets kind of. Then I'll let it run. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of flashy because of the clearing of the screen, but maybe there's a better way to clear it. I can see stuff happening. Yeah, it's going to erase it actually. Looks pretty cool though. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell what's happening because of the flash. Should be even slower. This was kind of cool. Right here. This one. It goes back and forth from like a plus to a 0. Uh-huh. Yeah, I think this is pretty much right. Pretty cool. What's a better way to print it? Uh-huh. I zoom in to a specific place. You can watch what's happening there. It's just kind of too big. What's a better, like, can I, speed it up now too. That might be too fast though. Uh-huh. Looks pretty cool. And then it gets, looks like it's gonna get stuck. Maybe not. Yeah. Stuff is still happening. It's slowly dying out though. And it looks like it's stuck now. So that's not big enough. What about like that size? So something like that maybe. This one looks like it's gonna get stuck too. Might not though. Can you try just one type of replicator? Flyer. How do you mean? Don't do a random start. Oh, okay. Yeah. So what is... So, yeah, how does it look? It's like one of these, you mean? Glider? Or is a flyer a different thing? Uh-huh. Yeah, how do I do that? Like this? Okay, so I could initialize one like that. Alright, so instead of this, just move this here, and there we go. Okay, so I'll just kind of manually do it. I don't think it matters how I start that. So just create 0, 0. So 0, 0 is none, so I don't need that. Hang on. I'll be right back. Quick break. Just for 2 minutes. Give me a sec. Okay, I am back. I apologize for that. Alright, yeah, so I can initialize it. So, 1, 8 equals allow. Okay. 1, 2. Then 2, 0, 1, and 2. Alright, I think that's right then. And I'll make it, let's see, should I make it? It's probably smaller too. Just like that, maybe. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. That's pretty cool, actually. Then it died off. But yeah, it did start like the glider. Let's see. Maybe there is another one. Why did it have 2 gliders? Let me see. Well, yeah, shoot, I don't know why that is. Dang. Actually, it's kind of weird. Hang on. I didn't even realize that. Let me initialize it there. Maybe it's when I'm copying the array. Yeah. Maybe. No. Yeah, no, I don't know. Hey, let me try to not start it from the middle. So just do like, or to start it more from the middle. So 10 plus 0. 10. Do something like that on all of it. Let's see, because it might be something to do with the wrapping around. Let's see. Yeah, alright, so why is there 2? What is that about? They're like mirrored. Print grid. What if I don't do this? I just printing each time. Where does it have 2? Where did it start? No, there's only 1. So it's in that function that this happens. When I copy it over, am I doing it in the wrong order? That's not right. Yeah, that's gonna be all about stuff. Yeah. So, is it this? Whoops. That is weird. Yeah, I don't see why this would do that. Wait, yeah. I have no idea why that happens. But then, also, it starts to wrap around before it actually gets there. So there's actually more than that here. That are... What in the world? I feel like maybe I'm not doing this right. I need to do... Oh, shoot. I see the issue, actually. That's supposed to be wood. There we go. Yeah. That was still not quite right. Because it starts going like that. That looks super weird. I think I need to add that here, right? Okay, yeah. So yeah, my wraparound was not right, and that is why that was happening. So that probably affects stuff on the actual, so if I seems to be a make glider, and I can do that here. I need to pass that. Alright, yeah, but then I'm not going to call that down. I'm going to see if that fixes, or that makes this better. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's see. Yeah, it still dies out. But the glider, maybe I could even pass a coordinates. And then instead of 10 here, set. And a glider, then I could do a few of them. So a glider with 0, 10, and like 20. 20 even, yeah, no, that should be fine. Okay. Then eventually they'll collide, right? Maybe not. Yeah, they might not. It looks like they're just gonna keep going forever. Maybe we should initialize them closer together. Yeah, they were overlapping, so that's not good. Okay, let me see. Alright, they just die off, so maybe one more. Alright, then we'll just go forever, I think. But yeah, it looks like it does work now. So let me. What if I have a glider and initialize the grid like this? Okay, that's pretty cool. What other ones are there? Yeah, seed or pattern, something like that. I'll leave that running. Oh shoot. Okay, it's kind of light mode. What is a QR code? Yeah, I mean that looks right to me, I think. I almost got stuck. Patterns, let's see. Okay. Block, still life. Okay. Yeah, so a block, we have those. Blinker, I have seen a few of those. That's the glider. Pulsar. There's no video of this. Or no GIF. Let's see. Yeah, no, that's not. These are... Alright, yeah, so that's the blinker thing. Where it goes, side to side. Okay. That's pretty cool. Hello, Buford. How are you doing? Okay. Let me make it larger now. 100 by 50. Okay. Yeah. Looks pretty cool. Finally, weekend after a hard week. Yes. That is great. I think it's gonna get stuck. Maybe not. Do you work somewhere? No, right now I do not. I'm in school, like, college. Soon. Soon I will get a job. But I've not yet. Okay. There's still a glider going. And then it looks like it died. Senior year. No, actually, it's my first year. Yeah. I'm only 18, so not senior year. Different starting pattern is pretty cool. What if I initialize it with even more? It's pretty busy. Impressive skills for the first year. Well, thank you. I have been programming for like 6 years though, so it's not like I just started. Hmm. 6 years, yes. Yes. I wasted a lot of time during that time, so it's not like if I was more concentrated, I could be better now. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I think I will commit this, and probably could do some cleanup, but it is pretty cool. So let's see. So basically, fix some issues with the map array and with the logic. Now it copies into a new array instead of within in place. Me too. I used to code on Warcraft 3's engine when I was in high school and made models. My code probably sucked at that time. Yeah, well, it always sucks when you first start out, but pretty cool. Warcraft 3. Alright, yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Uh-huh. Probably add a reading. Oh, shoot, I forgot to get ignore. Okay. Wait, there we go. Let me add a readme as well. Let me click remove. Readme. Okay. Name of what? So, implementation of Conway's game of life. Yeah, pretty good. Let's see. Ooh. Yeah, Warcraft 3, how is that? Oh shoot. Yeah. I've not played any of the Warcraft games, so I don't know much about that. How complicated was it? Was it like, mm, let's see, like made mods for it? Is that how it was? Had a visual content editor like Scratch. Ooh, cool. Let's see. That's probably a pretty good way to learn. That's not it. Yeah, how is... Maybe N is not played. Dota 2 and League of Legends are based on mods in it. Really? I did not know that. World, where's the world editor? Terrain editor. So is this what it was? Something like this? That's pretty cool. Very cool. That is flashbang. Okay, let me refresh this now. I do have to go in a minute. It's smaller than usual. Alright, that seems to have worked. Yeah, so maybe I should have... I could do that pretty easily. Just implement, like, command line arguments for what you want. Learn Lua before uni for more game mods. What games use Lua for their mods? I think, yeah, well, this is like, a newer game, but Mind Test, that uses Lua, right? I believe so. That's just the only one that came to my head. Yeah. Uh-huh. RP. Okay. Some of those, and then If RC is less than 2, then we'll just do the basic one. Whoops. This is the wrong place to be doing it, so. Okay. Yeah. RC. V, there we go. C is less than 2, then I will initialize this. I always want to do that. Okay, so init grid, I think I'll need that always. So the basic one will not have any gliders. It'll just be this. Whoops. I cannot them. Okay. System clear. You can do that for all of them. Okay. Okay. Else we'll have some arguments. So if string compare argv1 equals y equals 0. That's not how you use string compare. Okay, equals 0. Then we'll initialize it with just a glider. Glider in the corner, and then print it out like this. So actually, init grid, we should have maybe pass something in there. So int random, then if that and random equals 1, and do that. Otherwise, we'll just not do that at all. So here, we can pass the init grid in there with 1, and here we can pass it with 0 because we don't want it. Else if string compare on the 2 and glider, let's see, no, oh. Then I'll initialize it with this. Maybe could be a bit less verbose than this, but it is fine. Okay, something like that. And then the both doesn't really matter that much. Okay, something like that. So yeah, just a regular, you like that. You put glider, just has a single glider. And if you do both, then it's a glider, and that actually breaks. So that doesn't work. Because it's RV1 still. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't really make much difference doing that, but you know. Okay, and then else, I'll just print out. Here, usage is, I'll put the program there, and then glider or both. Yeah, I'm not sure that's how you get that. That's a little actually cool. Okay, and here I will put the program, and I'll set the program is RV0. There we go. Okay. Do that and do something like that, and we get the usage. Okay. Maybe I don't want to clear every time. I don't really want to clear each one, so it doesn't matter. It is fine. Okay, glider or both. Maybe I'll have a default too. Right here, and compare RV1. Let's see, default. Yeah, so after I do this, I am gonna have to in the screen. Okay, so this, yeah, it's just gonna be the same as this. So maybe instead, if RC less than 2 or that, then I can do this. Alright, there we go. I think that should work then. Okay, we have that, or we have default. Whoops, default. Or we have glider, or both. Okay. That's pretty good. And yeah, put something else, then it says that. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. Could make it even more customizable. With like the amount of gliders and stuff like that. I'm not gonna worry about that now. Added command line art. Okay. What's that? Alright. Yeah, so that is gonna be the end for today. Okay, that did work. Yeah, so that's gonna be it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.